Okay, so welcome back, guys. What is the vibe? We are back again. We are going to do a quick trade recap. I don't want to waste too much time because we have pairs we need to break down this week. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As usual, like and subscribe. I'll start with that. So, we're going to break down the pairs we were looking at last week, the pairs we broke down last week, starting from we broke down 7 pairs last week. So, we're going to break them down. This week, we're going to explain what happened on them and the trades we took, the ones we didn't take. So the first pair I was on this was NZD card. Remember, if you watched the last video, you understand what I said here. I said we had this head and shoulders on the 4-hour time frame. We saw a pullback, saw a rejection, waited for a confirmation rejection here, and we took the trade. We took the trade here. Then as we did, TP was up to 1 to 2 weeks to reward, but when I saw this rejection from this support here, when I saw this rejection, I was like, let me just break even. As you can see on my Twitter, I said I broke even on this trade. So I said let me break even. I broke even, then I exited the trade, I break even. Then I was saying I needed something like this. You pull back into this level to and a rejection again to sell. As you can see, price never rejected again, so I avoided that loss. Then the next pair I took was GBPCHF. As I said, I do all these things live on my Twitter. I called trades, I called the signals. But I'm going to open the Telegram channel. You can click the link in the description below. So on to the next pair we talked about last week. And remember, as we said last week, we had this left head, right shoulder here. This was the retest of the neckline. So if you go to the last video, I broke this thing down to the T, and I said when we pull back here, we're trying to create a new left head, right shoulder here. I said exactly this on the last video. You can go to the last video and check it out. So when I saw this, once I saw that price had created this left head, right shoulder, I already exited the trade. As I said on the last video that I was going to exit the trade after I see my entry signal here. I entered the trade after the retest of this EMA. As you can see on my Twitter too, I also said that I posted when I entered and when I executed the trade. So when I saw that price hit this low, took this low here, something like a liquidity grab, I knew that it was bound to have a pullback. So the price was already up. I was already up 1:1. So I was up 1:1. So and I knew a price was going to pull back, which price eventually did. To the then broke, we then rejected under the neckline. This here could have been another entry here at this point here, and then stop loss would have been above here. That would have been a better risk to reward, beautiful risk to reward, and all that. Would have been. I'll still be holding the trade even till next week because I know we're definitely going to get here for a 1 to 4 weeks to reward. But I couldn't catch that. The one I caught was this other one is to 1.4 here. So this plus this was 1 to 2 weeks to reward. This was in fact this was the only trade I took last week. This was the only major trade I took. SID card and GBPCHF. Other trades I missed some trades. Some trades didn't give me the confirmation I wanted, so I didn't take them. So we have GBPAUD, as I said last week, that we're waiting for a pullback and an M pattern. I missed this trade, but we're waiting for the pullback. As you saw the rejection here, waiting for the pullback and a rejection to confirm that it wants to give us an M pattern. That's it, or a double top pattern, as some of you may know it. A double top pattern which gave us here. This would have been my entry, but I missed this trade. Why? I can't even explain. NZD USD, this was where we wanted to enter from a pullback and a rejection. Price rejected. It didn't look so sweet to me anymore. When I looked at it, I was like, it wasn't looking as you know, that it wasn't looking spicy type shit. It was looking spicy, so I didn't execute this trade. NZD GBPNZD, GBPNZD, very it went in the direction, but it didn't give us the entry we wanted. Remember last week we were around here. We wanted price to give us a pullback to this point and reject before we can take a trade, but price ended up breaking above here and then rejecting all the way down. As it rejected, I was not waiting for a pullback to this point to give us something like a left head, right shoulder and to sell, but price never gave us the right shoulder, so we never took any trade on GBPNZD. And EURNZD, USDJPY. Remember we said we were waiting for a pullback. Price was around here. When market price was around here. So we were waiting for a pullback to this point to sell, which price pulled back but didn't give us. This wasn't in our session, and it was also looking nice. You know, the pullback wasn't nice to me, so I didn't take any trade here. So price ended up breaking above it and breaking below it, and didn't. Now I'm waiting for another pullback to sell, but it doesn't give us that yet, so we didn't take any trade on this. Then the last but not least was GBPCHF. GBPCHF, we missed GBPCHF too. Remember we said we were waiting for sales from this point. We missed this trade. I'll delete this too, right? We missed GBPCHF. We were waiting for a pullback. It had the pullback, had the rejection, pulled back again. This was exactly the point I wanted to enter. This level it sold from is the exact point. I wanted to enter, because this point here is the exact point I wanted to enter on the 4-hour time frame. Remember we said on the last video, watch the last video, you will understand my word, like everything I said it word for word. Just even on your own, if you are watching this page, you will literally make some money off of it. But I do post everything, or I do post the trades I'm executing, the trades I am on my Twitter. So I'll the link, the name, username will be here. You can search the username, or you can click the link in the description below, or link to my bio or whatever. So remember I said we were waiting on the Euro CHF, we were waiting for left head right shoulder. This is the potential right shoulder, which he gave us here, rejected. Then and now the entry would have been on the 1-hour time frame, because on 1-hour time frame after this evening star formation under the EMA here, that would have been the entry, targeting this low here, targeting these lows. So price net, we missed the trade entirely. We missed the very sad. I missed the trade, so I'm going to delete this. But I've been calling the sales of Euro CHF since like TT. So that's all for this trade we took this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. So now on to the pairs of next week, of this new week that we're entering right now. Coming to the pairs of this week, we have USDJPY as the number one, because USDJPY was starting from the weekly time frame. Though weekly time frame is bearish. I guess we're going to be typing it up today. Weekly time frame is bearish. This is the lower high, and this is the lower low. So that weekly is bearish. So I guess we're going to be typing it up so that everybody follows. Weekly is bearish, and daily we don't know yet. So daily, go down to the daily. Daily is bullish, because let me show you. Let me mark it up. No, because as usual, I'm explaining the first two pairs on the list, and the pairs are few, so we have more time to explain. So daily is bullish, because this is the higher high. Sorry, and this is the higher low. That means I'm looking for a range to buy within this higher high and higher low. So I marked up this zone because this is the most reasonable area of interest among, I think, inside this whole range. So if you look at this area of interest, if we have this touch here, I know a valid support and resistance level has minimum of 3 touch points. So we have this level, here, this 1, 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5. What I want on this pair is I want it to pull back to this level here, to this level of support and resistance to buy. If you also look at it from another angle, you can see some kind of double bottom formation here, W pattern, pull back to this point as I started rejecting. So we're expecting a new high. So what I'm waiting for here is a pullback on the lower time frame. To buy. So I need price to pull back and then give me some kind of a bullish engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing on the 4-hour time frame for me to enter. So I think that's that. I don't know. I don't know if I covered everything. This is the higher high, higher low, a range, and this is the range. So I'm looking for a place to buy within this range. So waiting for a pull this, I've already marked up the level. I've already marked up this level because this is the level that has the most amount of touches, even to the past. Remember, we don't go back more than 5 years. So if price is to break through this level, I'll just shift this box to this level here. So, but everything next week will depend on what price does. The next second best is AUDUSD. Starting from the weekly time frame, AUDUSD on the weekly time frame is bullish because we have, this is the higher high. As usual, we don't use the wicks, we use the bodies. This is the higher low on the weekly time frame, and this is the higher high. So that means we are looking to buy. Weekly is bullish. The daily, this is the higher low and this is the higher high because we are using the bodies, as I've said before in all other videos. So we're going to pick the best level, a best level of support and resistance within the higher high and the higher low in order to buy. So this, if you carry your trusty line like this from up to here, this level is not bad, but I personally do not like it. It's not as if it cannot be used. I personally do not like it. I believe that price should have some kind of deeper retracement. But I didn't choose this level. This level can be chosen too, because if you notice, we have support here, resistance, support, resistance. Level is nice, this particular level here, but I didn't choose it because for me it's not the strongest. It's not the strongest. It can be used definitely, but I don't think it's the strongest level that we can use. I chose this other level because it makes more sense. We have this support, this resistance, support, resistance. Price struggled to break this level here. Price, that was a struggle, and I like it because it's showing that it's reacting from that level is strong and it's reacting from that level. So price is reacting from that level. Price reacted here, reacted here, reacted here, reacted here, and several in the past. So we're basically expecting a pullback here to buy. And on the go down to the 4-hour time frame, you will have this left head, right shoulder. These are the two right shoulders. Sorry, these are the two right shoulders here. You have left head, right shoulder. Sorry. Here, mark it up. Very beautiful left head, right shoulder, waiting for the pullback to the neckline to buy. Also, why I also like this zone the more, or maybe to like this zone the more, is that this place that I hit my stop loss, this place that market hit my stop loss. I think on the third video, if you go and watch the old videos, on the third one, you'll see where I made this mistake here, where I left my list. Watch it, you understand. Then why I like it also, why I like this level is that we tried to sell here once before and it hit our stop loss, showing that this level is actually a very nice level to buy. So price has pulled back. I'm waiting for price to pull back to this same level where we tried to sell before to try and buy. Also going to be the retest of the neckline of the head and shoulders. Very, very nice and straightforward. So I'm looking for buys on AUDUSD. You can be checking, watching out for that. EURNZD, as usual. Last week we were looking at this. I've said it before. We saw this evening star here. Looking for sales. Price broke above, and now it has given another evening star formation. Sorry, another evening star formation here. Another evening star. So, and this price currently is bearish. Look at why. This was the higher high. This was the higher high here. This was the higher high, and this was the higher low. So when price breaks under this, this becomes this. Anytime price breaks under this, that was here. Price broke under this here, so this became the low. This became the lower low, and this became the lower high. This high here. So when price broke it here, came back down, broke it here. I mean, price has started trending up, right? Trending up. So when price came to this point, price got here, created this high and broke under this low, making this was the most recent higher high, and this was the most recent higher high, and this was the most recent higher low. So when price broke under this level, mean that it has changed to bearish. the daily time frame is now bearish, but the weekly is still bullish. One thing I like, why I still want to sell this pair, is that the weekly are still showing signs of exhaustion. As I said here, it's getting exhausted. If you notice, price has created a lot of doji candlesticks. So next week we can possibly see maybe one ginormous bearish candlestick, that will engulf like 3 or 4 candlesticks. So that's what I'm expecting. So it's showing, just giving doji, it's showing hand that it's tired of pushing to the upside. It doesn't mean that I cannot still push and break through this. I didn't say that. I also say that I have more signs of it having this engulfing to the downside than pushing up. So I'm daily I shifted bearish. Going on to the lower time frame from last week, the support and resistance level from last week did not change, because if you want to up to the 2-hour time frame, remember we said we were waiting for, this is where price was last week. Price was around here. So Monday started, price pulled back to this point, didn't give me the kind of entry I wanted, dumped a little, that's respected the same zone, respected it, dumped a little, broke above it, respected it as a support and bounced off, came back, respected the zone again and bounced off and broke under. So meaning that this shows you that this level is a very nice level of support and resistance, very, very beautiful level. I know that some other people are trying to buy from here and stop them out. That is because I know every other person is seeing this nice level of support and resistance. So now that price has done this, it just shows you that this level is a very nice level of support and resistance. So while I'm waiting for next week, I'm waiting for a pullback to this point to buy. It doesn't change. It doesn't change, because from there that's where you now get this some kind of left head potential right shoulder here to sell. So that's the plan for next week on EURNZD. GBPAUD. GBPAUD, we have, as you all know, we missed this pair. We missed this trade last week. We missed the trade last week that we predicted it here to the T, everything beautiful. So now this week, all we're waiting for a pullback to this zone. If you notice on the day, the daily is bearish, because this is the higher, this is the lower high, and this is the lower low. So we're looking for, if daily is bearish, weekly is also bearish. If you watch the last video, you understand. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on my Twitter, or X, because I'll be dropping gems. I drop my entry, the exits, I drop everything live there. This level on the weekly time frame, this is a very nice level on the weekly time frame, because we have this support, resistance, and resistance here. So it's indicating that price is selling. For me, weekly is bearish, because I'll say this is the high, this is the higher high, this is the higher high, and I'll call this the higher low. So when price shifted below this, it became bearish for me on the weekly time frame. So I'll say the weekly time frame, the new lower high and lower low. This is the new lower low, and this is the new lower high. So we're looking for a range to sell within this, from this point to this point. So this level seems to be the best level for me to sell from. Going on to the daily, this level also makes sense, because we have this support, resistance. This level makes sense, really makes sense for me. So if you go out to the 4-hour time frame, you see that on the pulling back to this level here, you will have a pullback to this neckline of this M pattern that we talked about last week. This M pattern, and it pulls back to that to the neckline of the double top or M pattern, whatever you want to call it. And it pulls back to the neckline, that's where we'll be looking to sell. So that's basically that for GBPAUD. GBPNZD. GBPNZD, we're looking for sales last week. This is tricky, because you have to, I started from the past. This is the lower high, and this is the lower low, and before this is the lower low. So price has never closed under this level before, both on the daily time frames, has not closed under. So that means it is still bearish, but it hasn't made any new higher highs or any new lows. So price is bearish on the daily and bearish on the weekly, because this is the high, this is the higher high, this is the lower high on the weekly, and this is the lower low on the weekly. So price is still bearish. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, remember I've explained what we were waiting for here before last week. Wait, to say we're waiting for a push here. Price broke above, didn't give us what we wanted. So, but price still dumped. The direction was perfect as usual. So, now on the daily time frame, we are waiting for price to have a pullback. Maybe might be ready, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. But waiting for USD. Your GBPCHF is, I'm kind of going to cover it because I've already explained what we're still looking for sells, but I believe this pair, it can actually give us a pull maybe before hitting this TP that we are looking at. I believe price can have this maybe emphasis on this is the TP line down here. This is it, beautiful. This is where I was, and this is where I believe it's going to pull back, give us the new entry and all that. Very rare. I anticipated the whole thing, but if I had managed everything properly, I would have made about 8% on this particular trade. 8% on this particular trade. I wanted to say that I'll work on doing better. I'll work on my entries to be more precise. So, but without further ado, thank you so much, guys, for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, or I'll see you guys in the Telegram and on X. I'll see you all there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.